Welcome back, and joining us now on the show is Shaunak Parikh. He's Vice Chairman, GJEPC. Mr. Parikh, hi, thank you for joining in. And a lot of problems right now and a lot of confusion right now as well as far as we read those numbers. First of all, would want to understand if you as GJEPC understand if 27% is going to be the total tariffs or 27% plus the existing tariffs.
Hi, Manisha. Thanks for having me. Yes, there is some amount of confusion as we speak. The team is actually looking at the fine print, trying to really understand what it is. There is no 100% clarity yet. I think soon we will have whether this is addition to the existing tariff or is it flat 26. So I think in some time we'll have that clarity.
Mr. Parikh, the other thing is that the last couple of years, Indian jewellery exports to US have been slightly on a weaker side. And in addition to these tariffs now, where does the industry see itself?
So we believe there will be short-term, there will be some impact with all the tariffs. But we are very confident that the Indian government and the US government will work out a bilateral trade agreement, which is in the process. And once that is negotiated and signed, we believe I think it will be normal days. But it will take some time to land.
Mr. Parikh, also when we look at the overall numbers, would India be then looking at countries apart from US as well? Where do you see better growth coming in? And even putting that question aside for a second, if you look at the other jewelry makers like Turkey or Egypt for that matter, Singapore for that matter, these countries have much lower tariffs at 10% or thereabouts. Would India lose out to these other manufacturers then?
So two things, Manisha. One, yes, there's anyways a continuous efforts from the council and the trade to continuously grow other countries around the world. The likes of Latin America, there are Far East countries. So we are continuing. Our efforts have been there to continuously grow that business. Secondly, in terms of competition from other countries, as you mentioned, India has a certain advantage in terms of skill set, in terms of manufacturing. And the other countries, they have their own strength. Having said that, we are again hoping that the negotiation will get sorted and time will come back to normal. If it doesn't come, there is a possibility of business moving to other low tariff countries. But we are hoping that that won't happen.
Oh, well, absolutely, Mr. Parikh, because a UAE and a Singapore and a Turkey have 10%, while India is 27%. And as you said, it's not very sure whether it's 27% plus the current or not. Do you see a lot of Indian businesses then moving out to these better competitively placed countries?
Long term, if it doesn't get sorted, that is, yes, a possibility.
Mr. Parikh, by how soon do you see a clarity coming in on this? Because at this point in time, the markets really seem to be working with both these numbers, whether it is 5% plus 27 or is it overall 27. By when do you see this clarity really coming through?
Well, that should come, I think, we are hoping before the end of the day or at the most, I think, another day or so. So we are already working with the legal team to look at the fine print.
As you mentioned about the bilateral trade that both the countries are talking about, and we do understand these are high-level conversations already on, what is it that the jewellery industry, or as GJEPC put its recommendations as?
So we have already proposed to the government to lower some of the tariffs that we have to import, for example, jewellery, loose diamonds from the US, and bringing it, so overall bringing it in line with the duty that we have compared to the US. And by largely, we agree, and the government kind of agrees with the thought process. And hence we are very, very hopeful that as far as gem jewelry is concerned, we should be able to have a fair trade on both the sides.
Mr. Parikh, what is the trade volumes right now with the US vis-a-vis other countries? And does US continue to be the largest destination for Indian jewelry exports now?
It is one of the amongst the largest destination, yes, with roughly about 10 billion going to the US.
And how much would that come to in sense of percentage terms? Is it like half your market?
So again, depending on the category, like loose diamonds would be roughly 35%, jewelry would be 50%. So again, each category kind of differs.
But in overall scheme of things, would you say it's 50% or more?
No, it would be roughly about 35-40% of the business to US.
So that means that with the kind of tariffs that are coming in would be a big hit if that doesn't get sorted, would you say, Mr. Parikh?
It will be, as I said, big at short term, but long term we should be able to resolve it. That's what the hope is. Yes.
My final question, Mr. Parikh, a lot of sectors are talking about maybe the supply chain, the route of business will change. Do you see that happen with US as well, with India and US?
It can happen. I think the way things are going on, it can change the supply chain. Having said that, this can also open up opportunities for India as a country, because also a lot of the other manufacturing countries have higher tariffs than India. So we could possibly even be at an advantage at some point of time.
Fair point that, Mr. Parikh. Thank you so much for joining in with that sense. And as you said, the next 24 hours are going to be important as we get more clarity on those final numbers there. But thank you so much for joining in with your sense. And with that, it's a wrap on Halftime Report. Business Lunch Take calls the action again.